When I shot the Aphorisms video last week, I knew I was going to miss a lot, and every time I thought about it, I had more ideas come to my mind. So I thought I would share some more with you. And I think a lot of times when you share aphorisms, they're not just about, specifically about plastic surgery, although there's a component to that. It's also about life. So I wanted to share a little bit about this. So again, I have my cheat sheet today. I'm going to read the first one, which is, happiness comes from within. I love this expression. Actually, my mentor, Ed Williams, taught me this, which is, you know, when a patient comes to you that's sad, depressed, angry about life, you're not going to change that. You're going to have to really try to help that person, help heal the person and make sure that happiness is coming from his own heart, because you can do whatever great change to the face, but if there's an ugly heart or an angry soul, you're not going to be able to see that beauty, period. One expression I liked, I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and he's a great influence for me. He said, don't underestimate your ability to change yourself, and don't overestimate your ability to change someone else. And I think that's important. A lot of times I struggle to help my patients see differently, but you don't need to struggle. You need to just show them the way and help yourself get better. Because if I'm an empty glass of water, nothing to do with aging, but empty glass of water, I'm not here to help anyone. But my goal is to get myself better, and that's what my blogs I write of every day, so that I can help you be better, so we all can be better people. I like this expression, which is, you pay me for as much as what I will do for you as what I won't do for you. What does this mean? What it means is that oftentimes people make cheeks too big, they make brows too high, they make lips too big, and what you're paying me for is discretion of saying, knowing when not to do something and when to do something. So people say, well, you put so little fat in the face. I can pay half the price and get twice the amount of fat in your face. Why would you want to do that? You'll look ugly. I know how to put it in well to balance a face. So the idea is you don't need a lot of anything I do for you. You just need it done well and placed well. And Stephanie, who's filming this, sees when we put fillers in, I structure every little nuance, and I'm able to put not much product in, but I know how to use it well. I like this one. This one specifically deals with lips. You can tell me when to stop, but I must be able also to tell you when to stop. So lips are an important one, which is, you know, the idea is that, look, some people like a really subtle lip, and that's fine with me. I don't need to put a lot into the lip. But here's the thing too. If you want more, and I think I'm going to make you look worse, I'm going to stop. And that relationship starts from the beginning, where I'm going to tell you, look, I don't think you want more. And I really want to be able to stop you, but you're always able to stop me if you don't want any more. I love this one too. It sort of goes back to the first aphorism, which is the happiness comes from within, which is, you can inspire, but you can't motivate. When I was during my fellowship, I did 40 papers. I wrote 40 research papers. I was on fire. I loved everything. I'm passionate. But you know, why does someone wake up at noon and not give a crap? Part of my French. And why, I have a French lady here, so I hate to use that expression. Why do people get up at 7 and just are so excited to get out of bed? It's not because one person is ignorant or stupid, or it's just because that's who they are, and you're not going to change that person. So I like when I get someone, you know, I really like is, you know, high school students that come through, watch me, or a college student, or someone that just is on fire for life, and I can see that, you know, example is I mentored this African-American girl, Christine. She's amazing. I can see the fire in her eyes when she comes here. She's so excited to learn. I don't need to ask her to come here. She came the whole summer. I mean, I gave her an A+, and she'll still here over the summer. Why? Because she was going to get a grade from me? No, she doesn't need a grade. She wants life, and this is her life, is her passion. So, you know, sometimes we try to push people to do too much, and you can't. You can only lead them. You cannot push them. And so you can inspire, but you can't motivate. This one's a great one. It's from Viktor Frankl. If you haven't read his work on logotherapy and also Man's Search for Meaning, I really challenge you to do it. He was a concentration camp survivor, and I really was profoundly motivated by what he said. He says, when all freedoms are taken from you, you only have one freedom left, which is your attitude. What does that mean? Well, think about it. I mean, he was a concentration camp survivor. He saw his father, his mother, his siblings all die in front of him. But what he visualized is where he was going to be after 5 or 10 years. He's going to go back to Austria and lecture as a professor. That's great. He lived until the 1990s, and he passed on at a very old age. And I like this because I think I talked about another video where I was stuck at JFK on a plane. I couldn't get back from New York. And instead of sitting there being panicked and freaked out and scared and angry and crazy, just relaxed. You can't make those changes in life. You just have to accept what's in front of you and just be comfortable. Actually, that's another great saying. I put this in a blog a couple weeks ago, which is trying to be comfortable in an uncomfortable position because oftentimes we sit there, and in yoga it teaches me, I do a lot of yoga, which is I'm sitting there straining with my muscles, and I realize if we can be comfortable in an uncomfortable position, it allows us to grow. If we have no trials and tribulations, we won't grow. I had a gentleman, I can't remember, I had dinner, I think, with a gentleman a couple weeks ago, I can't remember who it was, but the person told me, you know, we are a product of our trials and tribulations. If we don't have any trials and tribulations, we're not going to be a better person. I like this saying, which is, if you don't have integrity, nothing else matters. But also, if you have integrity, nothing else matters. In other words, that's it. It's so important to have that, and hopefully my staff knows I don't pay lip service to that. I treat patients with integrity and with respect because you deserve it. It's the way I want to be treated. It begins and ends with passion. I love this one because I had a hair transplant consult ask me, Dr. Lamb, why are you better? And I went through my harvest, my closure, my hairline design, how psychotically crazy I am in every little nuance of the procedure. And I said, sir, I'm going to break it down in one point. Look at your doctor's eyes. If that person has no passion and love for life, don't pick him, because it won't matter your outcome. He can be the most technically proficient individual, he can be the most artistic individual, but if he has no care in his heart and no passion in his eyes, then that is a problem. So I've talked about these things that are more philosophical in life, but also I thought these are great aphorisms that you can use in your life that I've used almost on a daily basis. I at least pull one of these out almost every day. Stephanie's heard a few of them I've already used today. So I think, you know, a lot of times I just want to touch on one point, which is oftentimes we look at plastic surgery as something superficial. I look at it as a component to my life. And for those people that look at plastic surgery superficial, are not going to be my patients. For me, what's so profound is that I'm here is my platform to be able to heal my patients who are with me. And so that's why when I write a blog about healing and self-development and all those things that may seem to have an incongruity with plastic surgery, I look at truly as an extension to be your best and for all of us to grow on a daily basis. So hopefully this little video about aphorisms is branching away from a little bit from plastic surgery, but it really dovetails back and reflects the core of what we stand for as a group and what I stand for as a surgeon.